All right, we are on the third page of the middle school skill sets. This is for snare drum for middle schoolers. And if you haven't seen the other videos that I've made covering exercises 1 through 18, I would suggest you go back and review those and get up to speed on those. So today we're looking at the skill set of basically playing combinations of eighth notes and 16th notes. All right, these are the basic combinations. We're not getting into the dotted 16ths. We're not getting into 16th note rest or anything like that. This is just a base 101 model introduction to eighth note, 16th note combinations. Several of the most common that we see in music, especially in middle school. So we're going to look at line 19, 20, 21, and 22. All right, and then we're going to combine bits and pieces to make sort of an exercise out of in a puzzle fashion. So without further ado, just a couple of things. We're playing very relaxed. All of our fingers are touching the sticks at all times. We're maintaining our fulcrum. We are playing with a 90-degree or slightly less than 90-degree angle, not an extension of the arms. Our elbows are out away from the side of our body, and everything is just totally relaxed. We're going to play with full strokes. So if we're looking at 19, and all the counting is notated or denoted above each note. I've done that on purpose so that you can actually learn to count these. So we're looking at 19 playing 4, 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN, and 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, okay? 19 can also be called tater tot, tater tot, tater tot, tater tot, and the second part of 19 is hamburger, hamburger. So you can say 4 tater tots and 4 hamburgers, whatever works for you. I have not notated it that way. I put it down in general, the accepted musical way, the 1 ENs, the 1 endas, etc. So anyway, without further ado, we've got 4 of these, nice full strokes, and 4 of these. Everything is rebound, there's no downstroking, there's no this, everything is just flowing. So if we set the metronome, I'm going to set it at 100, okay? That may be a little fast for middle schoolers who have just begun to learn these patterns, but if it is, back it off. If you're a teacher teaching this, by all means play it and present the materials much slower until they can handle the higher tempos. And by all means, if you're an older student or if you're a teacher working with older students, they can play these a lot faster. You can add flams, you can add dynamics, you can add accents, mix and match, what have you, doubles, even though I've notated all of the stickings on the middle school packet using the natural sticking system, okay? So here's 19 at 110. We'll play it through. I'll play it through once. This is 19. 1, 2, ready, and. Again, ready, go. Okay, so I've chosen to play this one time through. You can do it with a repeat. You play it with a repeat and go. Etc. All right, it's going to make it a little more difficult because you're having to make the transition from the end of the measure or end of the line back to the first of the line and then the combinations, but everything is natural sticking. All right, everything is flowing. So that being said, that's 19. All right, here's 20. The first measure of 20 and the second measure of 20 are just mirrored opposites. Okay, so here's 20. Ready, and. Again, here is 20. Okay, here's 21. 1, 2, ready, and. Again, ready, and. And you might tell your students, or if you're a student looking at this, there's only one note difference between the first measure and the second measure of 21, okay? We're adding one more 16th note. And then we end the basic combinations of 8ths and 16ths with line number 22. Here it is, and. Again, ready to relax. Okay, so here's what you do once you have mastered the individual lines. Well, you play 19 straight into 20. Maybe do a repeat. You can go 19 to 21. I'm not going to do that here, it'll take too long. We can go 19 to 22. Well, you can go back and go just mix and match. You can say 20 to 19, 20 to 22, 21 to 19. You can go from bottom to top. Something I was doing with a student this week was taking the first measure of each line and just playing it straight down. So there's lots of things you can do here that are not written that will train the students, and if you're a student, it will train you to be able to recognize and be able to consistently play, and that's the whole key, is consistently play all of these basic rhythms with the correct grip, angle, elbows, flow, and just the basic technique of just letting everything bounce off and up at nice full strokes. Okay, so why don't we do a couple of things here since we've got some time. We've got time. Look at 19, 20, 21, and 22. We're going to play it down the sheet, but we're only going to play the first measure of each. All right, let's see if we can do that without any mistakes. 19, 20, 21, 22, first measures only. 1, 2, here we go, and. Okay? So, let's do the same thing, playing the second measure of each line. All right, going down the sheet. 2, ready, and. Okay. Almost hiccuped on that one. And then what you'll do beyond that, you could go diagonally. You can play the first measure of 19, the second measure of 20, back to the first measure of 21, and the second measure of 22. Okay? I think by now you're getting the picture. You can mix and match and rearrange the pieces of the puzzle to form all kind of exercises. And once you are able to play this with consistency, good quality of sound, all the fingers touching the sticks at all times, none of this, none of that, fulcrum maintained with proper technique, you will be able to read these in a piece of music and already have the muscle memory required to play with consistent sound, consistent rhythm, and most importantly, consistent timing. Timing is everything. That's why we use our friend, the metronome. All right, so that's the skill set, playing 8th notes and 16th note combinations. Now this is the base model. There are others. There are others on my channel that involve 8th note rest, 16th note rest, dotted 16ths, and so forth. All right, so you can be creative. The sky's the limit. You can insert dynamics. You can write your own. All right, get a piece of paper, get your computer program, and you don't need a computer program, by the way. In the 70s and the 80s and early 90s, we wrote everything by hand. So you can still do that. It's good training. So do that and stay tuned for the next skill set, which will be 8th note rest. All right, this is all just a basic introduction. That's why there's only 4 pages here so far. There may be others. To get instilled in your hands the consistent strokes, the consistent stickings, so that when you play them in a piece of music, you will interpret them the way you've interpreted them over and over and gotten them into your muscle memory. Okay, enough talking, let's do some drumming. Go practice, see you next time, and Have a great day.